What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on Peg City Hockey, and today we're going to be talking about some trade rumors. It's been a while since we really got into talk about trade rumors. Chevy's been busy with that Adam Lowry extension and, not really focusing, I would say, on adding to this club right now, but keeping the guys that are already on the team. But nonetheless, I want to talk about trade rumors because it seems that, the start of this season, the inconsistencies the Jets have had, and obviously all this news breaking out now about Brad Lambert, the Jets find themselves in an interesting but familiar situation. It seems like a year ago the Jets were going through this exact same thing with Rutger McGroarty, demanding a trade out, and, then obviously the McGroarty for a Jaeger trade ended up happening, but now it seems Brad Lambert has requested a trade. He wants out of Winnipeg. He's not happy with his development, it seems like, and, the team has given him permission to go out there and try to find a suitable trade partner for him and for the organization that makes sense. So while all that's going on behind the scenes right now, the Jets do have to have this. Is kind of dramatic, I'm not gonna lie, Lambert is a really important part of the prospect development going through with this club. So obviously the Jets are in a situation where they don't want to trade him. They don't want to rush a trade. I would say that the McGroarty-Jaeger trade really ended up working out pretty well for what the Jets were looking for, I think. And I think that they're going to be pursuing that kind of trade option as well. But at the same time, when you look at the way that this Jets club is playing right now, it makes total sense for Chevy to look at Brad Lambert, look at an unhappy situation, look at a mediocre team, struggling out of the gate so far. You need to add to the top six, without a doubt. There was a lot of fans, myself included, that were not super excited about going into the prospect of this season with the top six being the way it was, especially after Ehlers' departure and really bringing only Taze and then hoping that Gustav Nyquist could, somehow, take 4 years off of the clock and become a younger guy, because Brad Lambert is a good, solid player, and this is not the situation that you want to find yourself in if you're the Jets. I actually thought that we'd be seeing Brad Lambert get a potential, look in the top six with all these holes in it, and instead he gets 4 games, he scores a goal, and then he gets transferred back down to the Moose. I just don't necessarily understand why this whole situation is happening to begin with. The Jets need top six help. Brad Lambert's a top six prospect, and they won't use him in the top six. So the whole thing is pretty asinine and stupid if you ask me. But again, this is a situation we found the Jets in before, where they just refuse to use prospects and give them that opportunity if they have a quote-unquote healthy team. They don't want to use, if their top six is the way they like it, they're not going to, mess around with it to put Brad Lambert in there and give him that minute. They're going to put him in the bottom six. And especially now, after this Neil Pionk news with him being injured and Ilya Somelson getting the call-up, the Jets find themselves in desperate need of a trade. And I think right now, with the way things are looking in the West, another West team, I think the Canucks make a lot of sense. I think the Jets are struggling out the gate. The Canucks are asked to start this season. And it seems like, and let's be real, this is a team in Vancouver that's already taken lots of chances on former first overall picks that have not necessarily worked out to try to give them an opportunity. This has been a team that they've been doing this a lot for over the years. And I think that, with the news yesterday coming out that Vancouver is, in the position now where they are going to be moving a lot of their stars, I think that why not go out there and try to get a player? If Brad Lambert doesn't want to work and you have a high value asset, go out there and make that trade. Obviously, imagine adding Jake DeBrusk to this Jets team right now. Or imagine going out there. Now, let's be real. Some of these Canuck players, they haven't had the hottest year. There's a reason why they're looking to trade the entire depth team. But at the same time, I like what you could get from a guy like Connor Garland. I like what you could get from a guy like Jake DeBrusk. If Brock Besser's made available, these are names that could definitely improve the Jets' top six. They're all top six guys. They all have, they're all capable in areas that the Jets desperately need in their top six. And it seems like right now Vancouver is desperate to just get these guys out of there, a change of scenery, and kind of start another quickly rushed rebuild. So if that's the way it's going to be, if you have potential here to go out there and, maybe get a guy like Besser, a guy like Garland, a guy like Jake DeBrusk, that would be a really good get for this move, and especially with this whole Lambert situation. If you don't want to rush a Lambert trade, you don't want to even trade Lambert in the first place, but you're not going to give him a top six option, and you're not going to give him the minutes to develop, then trade him for an already established top six guy, because Vancouver's shit. They're going to give Lambert the opportunity to be in the top six and play his way into that. So why not go out there and do that? And then on the defensive thing as well, if the Canucks are trading all their veterans, all the guys that have been here for a while, Tyler Myers is a guy that we know very well in Winnipeg, and I think could fit in well again. He'd be an upgrade over Schenn, he'd be an upgrade over Miller, and he would definitely help stabilize things in that third pairing. And we already know what his game looks like. He knows the system, the city, and the club. So we know that the Jets have done that in years past, going out and getting Brandon Tanev again, getting Mason Appleton again. So I wouldn't put it past Chevy to go out there and try to acquire that guy. So I think that if I'm Chevy right now, I'm looking at a package with Vancouver. They've got too many interesting names, and they are desperate right now in Vancouver, so get Lambert out of here, because if you're not going to give him the minutes to develop, Vancouver will, and bring in that guy that can make the difference now. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, peace, love, and positivity. As always, go Jets go, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all in the next one very, very soon.